Today we will hear from Black Americans discussing a Karen woman wishing things will go back to the good old days of regular police brutality. Check it out.
And this is the reason why we said we staying our ass at home. We're chilling. This is not our fight. We don't have shit to do with this. This is why. Because it wasn't ever supposed to be anybody else but us. But see, we listened, and we sat our ass down and said, no, we're not coming out. And this is why. Because right now, all they're doing is just waiting it out. They wanted to go back to what they call normal. Because us being brutalized in the streets and murdered in the street was normal to them. And this is the reason why I will not be tricked into fake ass solidarity like some of you Black folks on this app have been tricked into fake ass solidarity. It's not real. It's a facade. Because this is how they really feel. This is what they want. They want it to go back to not affecting them. They're just waiting it out. So we're going to wait it out. Because no matter how racist, how hateful y'all can still be, even though y'all see how much that is a detriment to your whole existence, and you are still being this hateful and this racist, your reign is over.
Because it wasn't supposed to be white people. It wasn't supposed to be white people. It wasn't supposed to be us. Right, white people? It wasn't supposed to be us. It was supposed to be the Black and the brown people. Huh? The Somalians, the Mexicans, those Black people. It was supposed to be them. And now it's us. Them last two people, they look like they look like us. You know what I'm saying? Rightful citizens. Gun owners. Legal gun owners. It wasn't supposed to be us, white people. And now that it is us, can we just go back to when it was just them? Can we just go back to when it was just the brown people? When it was just the Black people? This don't feel good. Right? It feels like we're all Americans now. That's what it feels like. When it was just the brown people and just the Black people, it was cool. It was good. That's what Don Toliver told us it was gonna be. That's why we gave him the job. Because he told us it was just gonna be the Black and brown people. But it's us too now, white family. And I don't like this. Can we just go back to the good old days? No, you can't. And I hope the world remembers all of you. Every last one of you who now regret their vote because he lied to us. I don't have sympathy for you. I hope we remember you. Because when this is all over, and it will be, either natural causes or somebody will take the initiative. When it's all over, I don't want anybody to forget you because you made it happen. The boss got the job because you gave it to him. Enjoy what you asked for.
There was a lady that said she wants to go back to regular police brutality. Again, Attorney Jamal Pointer. I don't know why people are pretending like this is so shocking and devastating and all that bullshit when everybody knows that in HR, police departments, health departments, college admissions, professors, etc., have this exact same sentiment of what she's speaking about right here. And everybody knows what she means by regular police brutality. It's not like some secret. It's not a secret that there are many people that are college professors that work in admissions, that work in high level positions that literally came from segregated schools, that came from that era. We're not far from that era. So my advice is be careful who you interact with, and if possible, try to work for yourself, because like I said, you're working in HR departments with people who think that exact same way and want nothing but the worst for you.
Oh, white women, I thought racism didn't exist. I thought we was just tripping. I thought we was making stuff up. You hear me? What you mean? So she since deleted the post and came back with this bullshit ass apology. And if you know, like I know, that like to comment ratio definitely indicates that they're ripping her a new one on Threads. So when y'all come and tell black people, we need to unite, this who y'all want us to unite with. This is how they truly feel on the inside, you heard me? Y'all could come out here and say, y'all want unification. Y'all want to come together for the greater cause. It's affecting us all now. Y'all can miss me with that bullshit. We still ain't coming. And I'm going to expose everything that I see until it clicks with y'all. Because this is ridiculous. Y'all, at this point, y'all getting offed in the streets. And who better to listen to than the people that's used to getting offed in the streets, that has to prepare not to get offed in the streets every time they walk out the house. But you know what? My mom always tell me, oh, here, make a soft ass, you hear me? Happy Wednesday.
Yeah, this is not about solidarity or none of that other shit. Again, that's what all this outrage is about. Do you hear about Keith Porter, or who are they focusing on? And no disrespect, but do you hear about Keith Porter, Jean Paul Brutus, the man that died last week in Newark, New Jersey in ICE custody, the black baby that was tear gassed? Do you hear about them? Or who do you hear consistently reposting them and talking about them? Us. They knew about the sanctionized violence against us. They seen it every day. They didn't give a fuck. They only give a fuck now because it's not just us. They don't even care if it goes back to just being us, as long as it's not them anymore. Yeah, it's the rich versus the poor and the people versus the niggas in charge, but simultaneously, even within that, it is still black people versus everybody else. And everybody else. Don't act like because we're people of color, no. Stop. I don't like the people of color shit either. Don't refer to me as a person of color, I'm a black woman. Because when it's time for people of color to come together, people of color still shit on black people. We're not any longer people of color. Y'all are people of color, and then we're still black people. That's what y'all do. Stop with the fucking freedom fighting and all this extra advocacy bullshit on this app and on every app, and then y'all say stupid shit like this. And this is how most of y'all think. Just say that, though. This is one post, but this is the thoughts of many. Y'all keep doing this to black people, to us, and then want to talk about, well, why don't we want to unionize and come together? Well, what the fuck? Again, y'all don't want unity, equality, solidarity. You just want us to fight for y'all, because y'all don't know how to actually fight for your freedom. Your whiteness has always saved your asses, and now that it's no longer saving your asses, now y'all don't know what the fuck to do. Well, figure it out.
That tweet talking about, can we go back to regular police brutality, and this interview with a whole bunch of white folks from Iowa just goes to show that the majority of white folks in America don't give a fuck about anybody but themselves.
I think anytime someone gets shot in the street, you should be uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable. Let's figure maybe they should go back where they're at and get involved and forget the way it is they're trying to do it. It's clearly
Legalized murder in America has been going on since its infancy. It was founded on it, bruh. This is our origin. This is our culture in America. Well, white culture in America, excuse me. And the more that you try to deny this history in the United States, the more likely it's going to happen again. You know what I'm saying? Because, it's not even a cycle at this point. They're just going back into the playbook and running the same plays over and over again. It's not a cycle. It's a continuation of what's going on. You know what I'm saying? They find different ways to make these tactics work for them and to terrorize people.
Back in the 1980s, 1990s, and even into the early 2000s, a lot of people used to say that racism and white supremacy were problems that would eventually fade away. They would say, just give it time. Once the generations from World War I and World War II pass away, the younger people will be different, more tolerant, more open-minded. Many in older generations truly believed that racism was something tied to the past, something that would die out with age. They thought time alone would be enough to heal the deep wounds of America. But here we are, decades later, and more people are waking up and admitting the truth. Racism and white supremacy do not disappear with time. They are not tied to one generation of people who just happen to be old and stubborn. They are ideas, systems, and traditions that are taught, nurtured, and passed down deliberately. White supremacy is not accidental. It is cultural. It lives in textbooks, in family conversations, in the laws that govern this country, in the way people are policed, in the neighborhoods that are segregated, and in the opportunities denied to Black people. It has always been carried forward, just in different forms. We saw it during the Jim Crow era, when racism was written directly into law and enforced with violence. We saw it during the Obama era, when a black president triggered a wave of backlash, conspiracy theories, and racial hatred that proved white supremacy was not hiding. It was waiting for a moment to reassert itself. And we see it in the present day, where the same attitudes continue to roll along under new disguises. Coded language in politics, attacks on voting rights, the rise of white nationalist groups, and open attempts to erase the history of slavery and civil rights struggles from schools. The truth is, white supremacy has never gone away. It has always adapted. Each generation of white America has found ways to pass the torch to the next, ensuring the structure stays in place. And so, for Black Americans, the fight has never ended. The struggle against racism is not just about confronting individuals with hateful ideas. It's about dismantling systems, calling out policies, and breaking generational cycles of oppression. What people are realizing now is that waiting for time to do the work is not enough. Time doesn't erase racism. Action does. And until America is willing to face white supremacy as a living, breathing force that passes from parent to child, from school to student, from law to society, then the cycle will continue. This is why so many are finally acknowledging white supremacy is not fading. It is rolling right along, generation after generation, because it was built to last. This is divine judgment. America is under judgment, not by man, but by God himself. The same God who judged Egypt, who judged Babylon, who judged Rome, is now weighing America in the balance and finding her wanting. America has sown destruction, and now it reaps decline. It has sown arrogance, and now it reaps humiliation. It has sown lies, and now it reaps truth, truth that cannot be hidden anymore. America is a land built on blood, on the sweat and suffering of the people it has enslaved, displaced, and silenced. But tell that truth today, and they call it divisive. They call it unpatriotic. They want you to believe that history is just a collection of dates and figures, stripped of the brutality, the deception, the theft. They tell you the Trail of Tears was just relocation, that the Colfax Massacre, Wilmington Coup and Massacre, Rosewood Massacre, Atlanta Race Massacre, Ocoee Massacre, Tulsa Massacre, Harlem Race Massacres of 1943 and 1964 was just riots, and that Jim Crow was merely a setback. What they refuse to admit is that America was never a nation of freedom. It was a nation of conquest, built on white supremacy, and it has never stopped being one. And that is why they are so desperate to erase the past. You see, history, real history, has power. It reveals the truth of this nation, of what was done and what is still being done. They call it critical race theory today, but it's just the truth, and that's why they fight so hard to bury it. From school boards banning books, to politicians scrubbing slavery from textbooks, to social media platforms silencing voices that dare speak honestly about America's past. White supremacy is culturally ingrained into every aspect of white society, in the home, school, religion, and politics. But tell me, what does it say about a people who fear history? It says they know their hands are bloody, and they are terrified that their children will ask them why. Because the truth would destroy their illusion of innocence. The same way it did when the world saw Black Wall Street burn. The same way it did when Jim Crow's chains were exposed for what they were. The same way it did when the Southern strategy was revealed as a blueprint for racial control, not democracy. But America has always had a strategy. Slave patrols became the police. Redlining became modern real estate steering. The plantation became the prison. And now, they want to act like none of it happened. They want to rewrite history to keep future generations obedient, ignorant, docile. And yet, what they don't understand is that you cannot erase pain. You cannot erase memory. You cannot erase the reality of people who have suffered and endured. This nation made laws to steal land from Native people. The Homestead Act gave free land to whites while barring Black freedmen Americans from ownership. The Immigration Act of 1924 made sure America remained a white country, closing its doors to those it deemed unfit. And when we, Black freedmen Americans, dared to build wealth, dared to thrive, they sent mobs, they sent bombs, they sent laws disguised as justice to tear down Black freedmen Americans' communities. And it wasn't enough for them to unalive us. They had to erase us. They built highways through our neighborhoods, turning communities into ghettos. They passed California Proposition 14 to uphold segregation. They used COINTELPRO to assassinate Black leaders. They used the daughters of Confederates to put Confederate statues in our faces, not in 1865, but during the Civil Rights Movement, as a warning, as a message. And still, they want us to believe in their version of America, an America where slavery was a misunderstanding, where the Tuskegee experiment was a footnote, where mass incarceration is just an accident. No, sir. No, ma'am. White supremacy is in the bones of this country, in the schools, the churches, the homes, the politics. It is a disease, and they refuse to cure it. But there is something they should fear more than the truth being known. They should fear what happens when the next generation realizes they have been lied to. What happens when young people of all colors understand that history was stolen from them, that their textbooks were propaganda, that their teachers were ordered to deceive. A people who know they have been deceived do not trust, and a people who do not trust begin to question everything. That is what America fears most, not the past, but the reckoning it demands. And that reckoning is coming. No matter how many books they ban, no matter how many voices they silence, no matter how many lies they tell, truth is like a flame. It spreads, and once it touches the people, it cannot be extinguished. The question is not whether America will reckon with its past. The question is whether America will survive what it has done. Tell me what you think about this topic. Hope you find the information in this video informative. Feel free to like, subscribe, share, comment. Thanks for watching.